All right, the villains facing. Oh, I can't believe you called them villains. Actually, I shouldn't run with this narrative. I'm against it.
But look, the other one have fluffy bear beanies on, so
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see what you're doing here.
Oh, and then you got like Fnatic doing TikTok dances, so it's like it's a low bar for villains. That's all. I'm not saying they're pure evil. I just mean like.
Okay,
Hold up.
I love this though. I love what we're seeing.
Haven is the first map, so, you know, Vitality did get schooled on it last week, but the way that they operated on it when they were rocking the ISO, when they were rocking the Yoru, was much better than what we saw from Heretics.
Also,
you know.
Durka back on Icebox. That's something I'm so excited for. He used to be the king of this map when he played for Fnatic. A different roster, different team, but I think he's going to absolutely cook on that one. And then they go back to their long-haul decider. The Heretics happy to go back to split after... well, someone said was a generational choke. No idea who that was. But I'm excited for Haven because the composition that's being run by Heretics was sort of mastered by the side of Vitality, and they've now moved away from it. So whether they want to go toe-to-toe in the composition front, obviously it's one that Durka somewhat stole from Fnatic when he was there, but they looked so good on it when they played KC and Heretics back at kickoff. I almost want them to bring it back, run it back, and go, you know what, Mini Boo Woo, we can do it better.
But what about Vitality though? Do you think they run the same thing back from last week? Like, is Saiva going to go back onto that ISO? Like, was that a good look for them? Did you like it?
I still think that
bad.
Durka's safe. I think Durka's safe for me is that duo on those two agents. So I think that it definitely, like, Sivok did fantastically well. He was the sort of shining star in that map when they kicked off with such aggressive pacing that eventually led to them choking out of the map. I think that if you get some of those other aspects that we've seen from them, if you get Durka online, I'm actually not that worried for them going into Haven. And I don't know if there's something that's been spotted by Heretics that they believe they can beat them on it, because I think smashing GX doesn't really tell you very much.
Okay, we got the old mirror match going through, so they are both going to be running Yoru, ISO, and it will just be an execution battle. It looks like Vitality on the attack are going to get to do their thing first. Heretics on the defense is interesting. You know, we didn't get to see a huge amount of their defense last week against GX. They were mostly on the attack and adapting to that aggressive defense that GX was throwing at them. So, yeah, it's just a battle of execution and who's going to be the better ones at it.
Yeah, I think also, when it's this comp, you have to look at the duelists. Like, I think Durka, Sivo versus Miniboo will probably decide how this game is going to go. So, slow starts, not acceptable here.
I do like that Team Vitality has that faith in this composition and also into those role swaps.
Yeah, I'm always going to believe that Safe can take over that role, but I think when you get rid of Trex, you don't have that default Sova anymore, so Safe has taken the role. We'll see if they can make it work.
We'll see indeed in just a few seconds. Team Heretics going up against Team Vitality. Let's send it over to the one and only Pansy and Hypok.
Thank you very much, Zoe and the Desk. Of course, we've turned up in uniform because this is a very important matchup between these two. And I like what Tom said there. Slow starts are not acceptable in this sort of series.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, we have carbon copy compositions here, which makes it pretty easy to then identify really who's able to stretch their legs better within this setup. I do want to come back to that point. Well, the safe re-ends is actually the matchup or the head-to-head that you almost look towards here with the double duelist on both sides.
Yes.
Actually, they become the linchpin in kind of enabling a lot of these plays. So definitely what I got my eye on, because re-ends has been lights out statistically.
Look, he's still one of my favorite players to watch. He kind of fit the role for me that Leo somewhat held, but he's not quite, you know, not to the same caliber, but he certainly can walk the same path. So a big matchup between these two, because we've seen I mean, in reality, Heretics sitting in a good position. They've got the wins they need to, but then you look at the teams they're winning against.
Yeah, I guess if you don't scratch the surface. But again, it's 2-1 victories, right?
Yes.
So coming out maybe blood drawn, so to say, and whether or not that the map differential is going to make a difference or not, because obviously we're looking at Heretics potentially going to a 3-0 and effectively locking their position or sealing the deal on that. So yeah, not necessarily an awful situation to be in, but definitely something to keep your eye on in terms of making things a little cleaner. Like I said, without getting into the nitty-gritty of the context there, a little cleaner would be the objective overall.
Yeah, and you can hear it behind us. It looks like we're gearing up to get into game. So we put our attention towards what's in front of us, this pound-for-pound showdown of two of the bigger teams here, right towards the top. Heretics looking a little shaky at the start, a couple of our glances going sideways, even in those 2-1 wins. But Vitality, I mean, they got kind of put through their paces by Fnatic and suffered a couple of bruises from that I wonder if will echo on here. Into this, though, Vitality, of course, on the attack, Heretics on the defending side.
We're going to try and spam a little into the smoke here, but won't be rewarded or even get a confirmation really on the other side of that. Elsewhere now, Vitality's presence will be noted somewhat. Actually, a double stack from Heretics between Benji and Woot here in Garage.
He's got that one. Woot doesn't give away the game here. It is going to be double stacked, though. Durka trying to pry that out. You saw Safe trying to set him up for it, but it's Woot to be rewarded. Takes away Durka, and that's blood drawn.
I have the spike.
Quick pivot towards A as well. Zebu already conceding a lot of the space. Will allow entry at least. Kicks actually drifting up here, and perfect timing from Boo.
And this does feel like a little bit of a game of preparation, right? That exploratory mission towards Garage being actually swung in the favor of Heretics, but noted by Vitality, and then that timing on the heads-up work, but a slow creep towards B, but there's a lot of bodies here. You can see him at the back of the side. Benji around less would need to alleviate this pressure. Trying to work in the shadows in the dark. There are going to be now threats aboard. It's less. And it's not clean enough. Now you look at the amount of Heretics who can flood towards this. The paranoia goes in, but they still can't make the kill. It's safe. Less finally starting to fire. Vitality cleared through him, it looks like, pivoting towards C.
Rian's nearly catching the backside of that with the Sheriff, but Les will put down a contingency here with the camera. Will spy out Rian's as well. The plant does come through. Moment here for Heretics to consider their approach.
Still got that paranoia, right? Boo's the one who could really set this in. But does he gamble it right, guess it right, looking to maybe clear close? I don't know. It's not ideal here. Les would still have an opportunity on it. You can hear the Sheriff rattling off shots. They want to try and bring him in, but Les stands tall, stands ground. Boo, nice, but not nice enough. Vitality, I thought they were on the ropes, but that late look towards B was wondrous.
A beautiful recovery after losing both duelists in this setup, which honestly, it becomes, well, pivotal in the pistol round as well. Not just that. Again, making really great decisions. Oh, wow, okay, didn't catch that one off camera, but safe finding kills like that. But yeah, Les plays this perfectly as well. He's not too eager to come in here and find an opportunity. Allows that pressure to build, and I think actually the paranoia landing perfectly towards backside really just keeps both players in check.
That's a great feeling as well after, what was it, 2 kills going in favor to Heretics, to be able to flip that around so diligently. Highly impressive. Now, for Heretics this round, it looks like they want to try and put all the eggs in a certain basket. 4 of them here, and the first couple of fights go down. Vitality cleanly clearing things up. No sweat about that, but spotting Boo and Woot, you're thinking, that's probably a stack.
I have the spike.
Certainly indicative here, but Vitality don't want to take any risks. Stacked up now as 5, and actually potential here for Rian's and Mini Boo to get ahead of this, maybe have another shot at things, but window quickly closes now.
Looking for the minor victories here. Oh, a nice attempt by Rienz there. Love the little control, but this is clean from Vitality. Methodically working out the map, and again, they've been one of the teams who've really become a bit of a beacon on this map and one to look at, taking on that Fnatic-esque comp and making it look even stronger. But now, Benji, nice. He's got more of those, though, and couldn't quite turn the flash. Nice from Durka, solid from Vitality, only losing 1.
Right, nice from Durka. Already got the ultimate online as well, which is a huge tool to bring into round 3. Potential here. Set Vitality up for further success early on here. Again, great read from Heretics. Again, they wanted to try and get ahead of this to maybe do some financial damage.
One more. Nice.
Yeah, just calling out one more for the ultimate as well. Potential here to build around that, whether or not Durka's going to pop off rip or just wait for some confirmation on the other side of things. Again, in terms of, well, as good as a full purchase here, it's two Bulldogs coming into things. Don't necessarily want to make any rash decisions.
This is one of the players tipped on that head-to-head of who really has to be an instigator.
Who's next?
Now he's under a lot of pressure. Gonna get out of garage for now, Durka. Spotting out the rest of Heretics. And it looks like a time for a commit here. Already going to be supported by the rest of the Flood going through garage and up C-Long, but it's going to be a battle of this site. They're not willing to give it up completely. And it looks like Vitality disengaged. They've actually peeled away.
Yeah, a little strange considering it seemed fairly comfortable to commit behind Durka's ultimate, but maybe saw something they didn't like. Once again, cutting sound, allowing that pressure to build, waiting or anticipating a rotation coming out from Heretics. We can see on the minimap here, though. Still a few bodies over on the C side of the map, but an exploration towards B, Lauren.
And I guess this is standard protocol, right? Re-clear some of the areas, and I like this re-hit from Vitality. It's showing some fantastic composure going for this double pump. Unfortunately for them, though, it is absence of any sort of resilience. Everyone else kind of looking in other directions here. That will be a little bit of a tell now, but they may not note the two players who are on that lower side.
That's, yeah, lacking in terms of tools as well. If you look at the utility available for Heretics, might have to brute force their way in here.
Vitality looking exceptionally controlled in this. The smoke goes down, and speaking of control, that's a great shot. Vitality on this double pump looking so composed. Boo now in a 1v4 feels compulsory at best, and we can hear it in the time. Gotta say, Vitality are running a lovely game here, Mike, and it looked like they had enough of a foothold on that C-side to go for the fight, but actually opted for the more composed approach.
Yeah, and another example where we were almost seeing, like I said, cutting sound, waiting, anticipating that rotation or the over-rotation on the side of Heretics. This time around, not as drastic as previous, but still, they come in here, the second wave or the second hit off the C-side. Like you said, absolute absence on the side of Heretics. The thing is, actually, in that chaotic exchange, a lot of utility burnt up. Heretics didn't really have the inventory to do much in the retake there.
And I do love the fact that they're willing to call that, because a lot of teams would have just battled it out, maybe take the gamble of that 50-50 on the fight on backside, but really love the fact that they're willing to walk off.
Because we're looking from Durka's POV, maybe we're not catching something there, or...
Yeah.
Like I said, ahead of the third member, I believe, joining that, would have been a chance to get behind the ultimate. And hints of proactivity towards A, but...
Just wisps, really.
Just wisps. The sewer walk-up now coming through.
And I do think if Heretics want to try and clear some of these question marks, they are going to have to dig deeper, but it does get risky then, right? It's that balancing act that gets harder and harder to do this on. And once again, right place, but heads up work from Vitality. Prying out Boo. This is beautiful work from them. This is probably some of the most clinical, concise attacking sides I've seen in a long time. This is against Sheriffs. Let's see if they can keep this anti-eco in the green, right? Can they keep this looking clean and well considered so far? Yes. Rienz will want to try and stick around, maybe play a mini Boo, but they're not falling for it. This is surgical. The amount of teams who will stumble in these sort of rounds, make it a little too risky, gets a bit too close. None of that is here today.
Really, really composed and fundamentally sound as well. Sevo will find another one. Just Benji left now, Sheriff in hand. An opportunity to, like I said, and the Constellation will actually find one, but I don't think he's going to be able to get any further towards the rifle and do any further damage.
Nice try, Durka.
Well.
If you're up against Durka on a Euro, especially on Haven, you're shooting everything.
Yeah, you are. Anything that moves. Anything that moves.
I'm not falling for it. It was this, yeah, lovely round from Vitality, but
But just quickly though, even after the first contact comes through, there's no rushing. It's everybody's still shift walking out onto A long. It's like I said, composure is what I'm taking away from these early rounds. Like I said, and actually that could be a concern if we do see Heretics start to explore any further aggression here. Is I mean,
I've survived much worse than
walk through Sue with one rifle and a sheriff, but again, looking very, very calm in comms as well.
And it's timeout time for Heretics, and it's funny, I was, you know, doing my deep dive on TikTok, as you do, right?
Well, obviously, yeah.
Doom scrolling. There's this great...
What did you find?
Well, no, it's actually semi-related to my job, very lightly, very loosely, as these two have a talk through the options here. It was an interview with players talking about Thierry Henry back in the day. Don't watch much football, maybe you do, maybe you don't.
That era, yes.
Yeah, exactly. From my youth, which is going back some time. But it was the idea of he was one of the players that you just didn't want to be made to look silly against. It wasn't that he was going to beat you in any way, shape, or form in that regard. It's the fact he'd make you look silly. And it feels like that. And I talk about Durka on this sort of map as well, especially playing that Yoru. It's like, now I can't take chances. I've got to be so locked in on this guy because he's slippery. He's
like
up
that.
to all sorts of
Durka
nonsense.
is the Thierry Henry of our generation.
The hair's the same.
I'm here now. You can't be saying that. We can't make these jokes together.
I'll put on a bald cap.
Well, what were you saying? I need to get a wig again.
Well, someone did say you might be wearing a little.
I like that though.
Yeah, I can see it. He's got some belting quotes as well. If you're into that whole sports stuff, have a listen. Anyway, pace looks to be switched here. Durka Henry having a walk through garage. How far does he take this? Because we've seen these kind of a lot of posturing, right? A lot of take early space towards either A main, C long, and they're willing to pivot off the back. They don't overcommit towards it. But he's certainly drawing eyes, and he's drawing the reclear, and it looks like they keep wanting to punish these reclears.
It's whether or not Heretics have kind of got a sense for, I mean, obviously what Vitality are trying to achieve, but where they're pivoting to. Another situation where, yeah, there's Sua's presence. Safe, seemingly aware of the possibility. Won't spot out boot.
Spike drop.
Focus point still being C site.
You do have that ISO ult as well. You've got a lot of tools now coming through. Is this a contact piece? Surely. I mean, we've got a jump spot from Mini Boo, but yeah, it looks like burst on contact, ult on contact, Paranoia is in, and try and grab a player. Oh, so far Woot says no. Durka's gone down, and now we're into the 1v1. Zevo looking to try and find the opposition, but he's grabbed the wrong thing. Still unfortunate for him here, but now into a 5v3. He's starting to actually see Vitality being handled. Woot at the helm, dealing with this Vitality team, trying to exploit them again.
Initially, looked as if Vitality were toying with the idea of a pace change, maybe to catch Heretics off guard, but this time around, no over-rotation, not scrambling to re-clear too deep, just a visual check into Garage. Maybe the contract being something to swing it back in their favour, but wouldn't want to find three on the round. Heretics find their first. A little more energetic now as well from Benji. Almost a sigh of relief just to break the momentum slightly. See if Vitality have a response to that. Early Paranoia sent through here.
He's clean with it. New kid on the squad looking sharp as hell, but Woot trying to get back to business.
Contract complete.
Safe to come away from. No chance for the pressure, but it's Durka to get the ult ready if they need it here as that springboard in.
Second ult by round 6 for Durka. This time does actually have Safe to complement that as well, if needed. That's probably why we're seeing a much deeper hold here. Still got a trip to play off at the top of Suez, actually.
He's really testing the nerve of Heretics, right? You're down a player. The temptation is always to re-clear, but it's
this is awkward, though. Yeah, he's going to be caught off guard.
Do you fight forward or do you fall back? He tries to fall away, but I don't think it's the right call at this point. Safe's already caught Boo, trying to bail him out, and now Woot all alone. Oh, he's in his head rent-free. Benji now in a 1v4. He was trying to hold the rest of the map. He's not really got much more to say. There is nothing to be done about this. Again, you've got to almost feel in a way for Heretics here. They were desperate to get some information, some control, and they meet the worst outcome, really, the second they walk down long.
Yeah, Vitality is just looking so good in terms of the mid-round. Something that Fnatic obviously ran away with versus them. Now looking so composed. And in control as well of everything that's going on. And you're obviously going to hold on to this rifle here. Although there's going to be a response to, like I said, because outside of these re-clearances we're seeing, we're not seeing any early proactivity from Heretics, but they haven't really had the funds to back that up. We're looking a little better financially now, sure, but again, this Paranoia is the first real attempt we've seen in it. Just so happens Sivo hitting both of those headshots.
Destabilizing.
One enemy remaining.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Can you call me a baby?
Well, we didn't hear the we did that.
Production.
We need the
Don't
second half of
tease us,
comms
don't
there, man.
tease
Yeah,
us.
you can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that.
We do have a couple ults spinning around now as well. Safe's got his, you've got Miniboo with theirs. Waiting to see if that can be combined with anything. But as it stands, kind of a similar beginning here. This default start with the exploration through Garage taking a gander. We're going to deal with at least the early utility and get away scot-free.
Again, main objective, as you said, utility drawn out. Big win because it's minimal investment from Vitality on the other side of things. Once more, Boo. Kind of dipping his toes towards long, but no commitment just yet. Be careful with that jump peak, though. Will be noted, and actually curious. Let's look at the minimap. I didn't know if did he see anybody on the other side? He was definitely spotted.
Yeah, 100%. And feeling this utility, though, Boo's got to know.
Yeah.
Boo absolutely knows it's time to run away. Just can't hold that sight when it's being flooded like this. Incredibly hard. So what's the adaptation? It looked like they were thinking about going for a flank, but they've cancelled.
Yeah, now it feels a little more awkward. Maybe to get behind Miniboo's ultimate.
That Safe's got his as well as
It's still got the
backup
paranoia
plan.
from Boo as well. There's some tools to get this moving. I like this, actually. Reading it perfectly, but no connection at all.
Yeah, but Dirk is going to get his anyway. Miniboo and Rien's going to try and bridge that gap, dive into sight. They forced him away initially. Maybe that early burn on that ult could be a problem. Great from Miniboo. Punishing the spam on the spike.
Gotta get out of here.
Hughes ain't stopping. He's got it. Heretics snatching away the round right under Vitality's noses.
Act on my intel.
Oh, on a knife's edge there to try and rely on that in the post plant. And it's Miniboo to really find one on the way in, and then really nice timing on that smoke towards long as well. Yeah, Rien's as well with a big kill. And again, with the plant being there, those two kills are what completely opened this retake for them. Once it started, unfortunately, Vitality just on the back foot. Here we go, though. Woo. Starting to
First
get a little bit of confidence now to get ahead of Vitality's early round. Oh.
I didn't like that one bit. That's fine.
Wasn't close. Wasn't close.
Can I get a smoke and get out, please? He does have help here, but Woots.
Hanging around. They want to
It was
reinforce
time
this.
to get away from this, but now I didn't like any of that. I believe the official term is squeaky bum time.
Yep. That's what they call it. On to the good now. It being less, you could argue, really impact the way Vitality have been playing. Okay.
All good, all good, all good! Oh my god, and the ult coming in as well. This goes right, Zero's in trouble. What are you meant to do here? Nothing! Rienz will get his man. Now starting to lack in bodies to play. You've got Kix and Safe, and you look at Kix's position, he's... Oh my good lord. Feels like that's a window closing, but they've got to step in towards B now.
Might get the plant out of this, actually.
30 seconds left.
I was going to say, there's nobody towards A-Link. But Vitality, anticipating that there is, might be greeted on the way in here.
Oh, just trade me, it's fine. Selfless play from Boo.
And I'm not sure if, again, if we get a chance to look at maybe the player count to see if Dirk is relaying some information or if that's a mini-map moment, because you see Boo at the top of the ramp here and completely caught off guard by that. And with Sivo being just behind Durka as well, you'd almost imagine there was one person holding each side of the top of the ramp. I mean, he's not tucked. It's an unorthodox position. Yeah, just here. He only reacts on maybe the third.
Second or third?
Yeah, the third shoulder.
It's like
Unlike
4x3
Durka,
moment,
yeah,
right? That's...
It's unlike Durka though not to be dialed in that situation when he's kind of
Let's go, baby.
kind of leading the way for Vitality.
Well, it was enough of something not feeling right for Vitality to slow down, right? Time to hit the pause button because the momentum has shifted for 3 out of the last 4 rounds now going Heretics' side. We've seen a real change of things. That first time out working wonders for Heretics, they did well there, but look at this isn't much of a chat between the coach, but I want to see if it's safe mostly having a chat then. Yeah, absolutely is leading that discussion. So it always makes you wonder what's being said here, what he's seen and what he thinks will be that adaptation that they need to bring forward. They've got a couple of ults on the horizon as well. His was obviously burnt not too long ago, but Durka's relatively close by, as is Sivo. So you've got a little bit to work with there, but we can see it. Operator is in the hands of Mini Boo, so that is now in play. New element to be added.
Right to mention the ultimates as well at this point. Tools available for both teams. Certainly Heretics kept this first half at least competitive, considering how it started. And actually rewarded here immediately with that investment. Boo to double down on it as well. So almost considering with the rifle sticking out of the smoke. Heretics.
The battle of the barrels, pretty much.
It's actually less to find it. That's beautiful.
Okay, but you got a 2v4. Now it is Les and Durka, right? If it was only a couple other players, I might not be so locked in, but I'm gonna sit up for this one. Let's try to get the read of things here. Now we know what this map looks like, right? It is heavily towards this side. They have the spike. They also have 4 players waiting here. You still have util on the other side of the map that covers off basically every avenue. It would show, obviously, once the camera gets checked, if they decided to pivot towards A. The only thing to get past that would be Durka's utility.
I was going to say, actually, once Les deals with this trip, you can see the TP's left over towards B. Mini Boo's,
like
Mini Boo's. They're smelling blood in the water.
This, such a sick fake.
Yeah, this
such
is.
A sick fake. Oh my god, he's gonna see.
Because he can get ahead of the trip as well.
Yeah, this is really nice. Ah, yeah, you guys are cooking. I love this. Okay, plants in. Now, Les is going to have to do a lot here, though. That TP's annoying. They still have a camera here, but they're swinging. Oh, it's risky. But this TP might be the end of them. The slow death, the creeping death, the valiant attempt being made. But Durka needs to go nuclear, and it's looking unlikely. Ah, they put Durka in the corner. Who fancies it? Yeah, you got to take it serious on that one. But Boo with the trade. Really nice try. Love it they were using the full kit there. But Diffuse is in, and Heretics take another step.
Bring within touching distance now, just 1 round separating. So Mini Boo and Boo, a solid C-site hold at the start here.
Enemy remaining.
Just catching, just a glimpse there of the flash actually.
Yes, this should do.
Catching on to Durka. Really well considered from Heretics. And even for Vitality to find the plant there. Made an honest go with things. See, safe, try and sell something towards.
Scanning ahead.
See, maybe even just send some utility in. Maybe a shock dart to deal with a trip, but Mini Boo, he's on the walkabout.
That's lovely.
This will,
I have the spike.
Which bit?
That's lovely. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
But this will enable a heavy rotation
Cutting through.
for Heretics. Actually, potentially enabling a stack elsewhere. Don't see it just yet. Still conscious of progress towards Garage, which Vitality have been pretty keen to establish early on.
This is such an information game, isn't it? You've got the Aldrome finding nothing, and obviously nothing being seen by Mini Boo either. They have so little idea of where this is ending until probably about now. This is starting to feel indicative, like, okay, no, it is coming towards A here. Now, I don't think that they've actually seen Boo. Yeah, he's been found, so that point's nullified. Instantly caught by kicks, and Rienz is trying to stick around. This is... I don't know if I'd be here, but he's fancying a go of it. Yeah, there's swing! Big work from Woot, but kicks with an instant reply. Massive impact. But now down to the 3v2. Less kicks and safe. Still alive. Benji down super low, but Bogdan's Law ever proficient, but kicks ahead of the curve. Takes away Mini Boo, and the precious cargo needs to be kept safe.
It locked out of A site here. A beautiful execute from Vitality. Once again finding value over on this site. The back of the ultimate, which has been the focal point of this composition. Most attack in general, to be honest with you, from Vitality. It's another round, like you said, the information game absolutely key in terms of the outcome of some of these. But yeah, I'm guessing Boo was spotted at some point from Durka and just the spam into the smoke. Didn't actually catch how it happened the first time around, but... Vitality now will respond. Yeah, again, going to be fairly comfortable in terms of their purchase. A couple of gaps over on the side of Heretics, potentially in the next, but oh, you've been here actually. Woot's ultimate's the only one to work with, and yeah.
Feels like it'd be nullified by Sivos almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Game of the cam. We can see the X-ray. Very close.
Fake teleport. Cutting through.
Just to stick around a little bit longer.
Seems to be the response from Heretics has kind of been trying to put this operator in a forward position. So I think now, I mean, the latter rounds for sure, a better idea of what Vitality have been doing to set themselves up. No, it didn't.
Curiosity, you heard what happened to the cat. Oh, Mini Boo's down. Patience just couldn't last long enough with it. And the punish is there for Vitality. Really cool under pressure.
Again, it's such a slow push up behind this as well, which will allow Heretics to put, I guess, bodies in the positions they want to. Less potential here. Boo gets kidnapped.
Oh, hey, he's done with the shield. Oh, nice try. But Rienz was still in such a great position. He was still down. Oh, it's magic from Rienz, but safe brings it down to the 1v1. Here we go. Woot, he's trying to shoulder his shield still on. Heretics taking another step back here.
Great response. We'll be able to recover the operator as well, the top of sewers. Like I said, it's that curiosity from Mini Boo that allows an opening for Vitality. And this time around, you could criticize maybe not moving fast enough to get ahead of the rotation, previously crediting them for that approach. But like I said, I think now maybe the penny's dropped in a couple of these rounds prior here. See a lot of freedom waiting here. That's crazy.
Just feels poetic, doesn't it? Him dying to a shock dart.
Yeah, it's Woot really leading the charge here for Heretics to bring this back to a 6-5 scoreline.
Looking like Niels has recovered from his injury as well. It was plaguing him before.
Well, I mean, he was still on crutches down on the stage.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Thoughts and prayers. I hope he's all right. We're starting to get the real lay of the land here. Durka trying to do what he does best, and he'd been getting away with that for a lot of these rounds. This, however, was an adjustment. We was doing this in, I think, either the previous or the round before, playing very attentively towards that garage side push. Now they're trying to put bodies behind this, but down a man early.
First time they've really been able to deal with Durka so early on in a round. I think previously it was Les that was caught off guard by Woot on the walkout on B, but it's been Durka the one to poke and prod towards garage.
This time, it's Boo this time. Way to go of it. Does he stand? Does he run? He sticks around. He's feeling emboldened now. And maybe he's got a little window to work with. You've got to use your utility early, boys. You've got to, of course, push me away.
Now look how many bodies for Heretics are on the site ahead of the hit coming through.
He's done wonders. He hasn't landed a shot. Gets a tag, not a frag, but he's bought time, and time is the name of the game. We're at 30 seconds. They got to make a commitment
30
soon.
seconds left.
I mean, because look at the control that Benji has elsewhere. Heretics can absolutely sit in this, but mini boot drifting away. Now this is how Vitality will win out rounds early on. Hunter's Fury will come through. Will it pave the way?
Rien's still here. Boo still here. 13 seconds. He's waiting to strike. Still in the smoke. Oh, it's Woot all day long. Beautiful work. In the end, Boo just wraps a bow on it, but Heretics back up to an even scoreline at 6-6.
Beautiful comeback from them. Again, finally it felt they were picking up on some of the things that Vitality employed early on and able to find crucial kills. And what a finish from Woot.
That turning point from round 5, round 6, and suddenly Heretics, having a fantastic read on the game, was exceptional. We said you can't really have a slow start. Well, it wasn't perfect for Heretics from the word go.
They almost mirror this first half in terms of the end of it. And like I said, picking up finally on some of the pieces, and you saw them really run away with that, Lauren.
Hey, Woot's on 17-7. There's no one near that right now. Safe the closest by on 12-5. But we were talking about that head-to-head duelist battle. At least the desk was. Woot's winning. Miniboo not too far away, and that's after the likes of Sivo and Durka having massive impact. I've got to say, Heretics looking sharp, but it ain't over yet. There's two sides to this map. Heretics now on the attack, and of course Vitality on the defense.
Seemingly a little more pacey, from Woot at least here. No secrets about this on the way in.
It's just Woot, no one else. No one else is in. Woot's got to try and puff out the chest. Look a bit more intimidating. It's just going to be kicks. Paranoia still there. Smoke goes in, but they're ahead. Sivo sharp, but it's going to be an instantaneous trade. Kick's going to try and make up the matter from back of sight. Fighting out on his own, but he can't do it all alone. Benji's taking him down, and they have the foot in the door by B. It's certainly not secure, though. Could be kicked in anytime. Safe here. As the help by
Big paranoia! Woot!
You are
what?
nuts! That paranoia coming in from downtown, it looked like, and Woot just hitting it out of the park. Durka, you got a miracle up the sleeve somewhere here. Gotta say, a Woot's been hitting, looking good. Tap on the spike, trying to draw a reaction, and Woot is there. Show me that one again.
That was absolutely ridiculous from Woot. Again, the paranoia, like you said, from a different postcode altogether, but lands perfectly. Oh. It's one of those semi-accidental, yeah, on the first one. Beautifully done.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, what?
I mean, he's at 20 kills now. Nobody else has broken double digits for Heretics. The confidence purchase in the round 2 here as well for him. Stack here from Vitality though, 4, almost foaming at the mouth at the top of C Long.
Frothing.
That's not a nice word. No.
It wasn't meant to be, but I'm worried you addressed it both of me. I was really hoping you just look at me with a judgmental glance.
The vertical stream can still see us.
Shout out to you 3 viewers. The dedicated few. G,
I mean, yeah, the byproduct of that is Benji's walked out. With no resistance on A site. Don't even really fancy the odds here of coming through and feeding ult charges, but Vitality are gonna just give this one up. I think, yeah, with the ping on the staircase, maybe they're considering.
It does snowball. You know, you don't want to, as you said, give away those ult points. Should be something that Heretics would love to have.
I mean, yeah, potentially send Miniboo or Benji forwards at least. That paranoia lands on the stairs. It's really going to chance it. Rightfully so. To cue the question marks in chat. Vitality will give it up.
Vintage call.
Yep.
It's a vintage call. Wow.
Do you remember how many Lothar threads we had early on, explaining how the economy worked?
Do you reckon he
And Reddit still didn't get it.
Those were the days. Were we still online at that point? Were we still in like COVID jail? Or did we take it out?
Oh no,
That was
definitely, yeah.
I'm sorry to anyone who got timed out in probably Slinky's
Did you guys
chat.
see the NA Challenges game where the paint guy dropped 30 and everyone had less than like 10 kills? It's the same shit, bro.
EVS.
Evie.
My ears.
This is a Christian stream. Oh, that was a godly shot as well, straight away. See what? Down to 14. You're not peeking that again, are you?
That's moving the head of the snake. Woot will fall outside garage. 4v5 now. Well, call it a 4v4 as close to with the damage done with the Sevo. Again, no springboard on the back of that on either side. Reclearance now towards A long. But time and space for Heretics to make a decision here. Only real pressure point probably towards Kicks, but certainly doesn't feel comfortable. Speaking of uncomfortable, 14 HP still more than the pixel angle here. And Sevo has actually been well handled so far here on Haven.
Late. 35 seconds. 3 players to clear on A. This is
30 seconds
stay
left.
uphill, a bit of an understatement, really.
Time to jump.
Go here. 20 seconds now. Paranoia's crossing paths, but they have to commit! Get out of here, Mini! What is that? That is cool. Actually, you can take sites on 10 seconds, because Miniboo will just backhand 2 players who are meant to hold this, and now they're a man to the good.
Time to perfection on the back of the Paranoia as well. Miniboo going to stay posted up here.
Oh, I felt it for a second.
Wait, what?
But Les is heating up now. Rien's though, oh, nice try, but not nice enough. Kick's gonna come back in. Get that defuse. Stay in this one.
Only 1 rifle maintained though for Vitality. And it feels like as good of a bad situation as possible. So the timing here must have been... I didn't even catch actually. I'm not even sure actually looking at the assist counter on the kill feed there. Which makes it even more insane that Miniboo still gets the second in that situation.
Feels like relief, but that is the bonus, right? That wasn't the full buy. This is silver lining territory. As you said, only walking away with that 1 rifle. You're not going to start building bank off the back of this now. Got to get that investment going. 8-7. Heretics still holding on to this lead here. Very early walk up from Woot, but again, it feels like it's just Woot here. Oh God, it feels like a battle there though.
A couple of pings from the long-range dart from Safe as well.
A bit of a scrap at the start between these guys, eh?
Again, you look at actually, I wouldn't say broken purchase, but obviously there were gaps in terms of the utility. Really, Durka and Sivo looking flush on the right side of the screen. Yeah, a little chaotic.
Cage triggered. Here.
Well, again, has been doing very well at handling the pressure coming his way. This time is going to be closer towards sight. Stunner from Durka. That's Woot gone. But how do they read that? Do they still feel it? You can see there's question marks across the map now. There's pressure coming in from several lanes. Pressure down A-long, and they are biting on this one.
Yeah, look at the spike though. Take a look at the mini-map. Exactly where they're heading. Over towards C. This is all a fake towards A.
That's lovely. They get away scot-free. Oh, caught. Benji outdone. Les is looking so lethal now. Starting to get some big impact kills. That positioning from Benji could have been everything. It's not now. Looking to try and make that back up elsewhere. Rienz is going for a little bit of an aggressive fight. Spots out two. He's done damage towards one. And now there's a third joining the party. This is getting tricky. Miniboo picks up the mantle. Brilliant from Miniboo. But still, look at the numbers. Rienz and Boo up against three. Not easy. Not with Safe and Durka wanting their sight back.
Really well coordinated to even get the plant down, sell this fake towards A. Like I said, it's a crucial kill, and there's not really any pressure on Benji to make a move there. He can sit back and tuck in almost. Yeah. Be it in window or in mid. Maybe catch somebody on a lazy clearance, or just in rotation.
And I like this initiative, though, coming back in from Heretics to try and take the fight towards CT, but
hey, nice.
Vitality very aware, very on top of that. 8-8 now.
And some noise in the studio now.
Yeah, someone else was trying to do that like last week, and I was like, that's not the right syllables for it. If it's not Vitality, please don't do it. You know what I mean? It's fine for Vitality, we support that. So you need the URE. Right, direct approach, okay.
That's all the util gone as well. And it was less to fully anchor C site here. Caught completely off guard here. Hunter's Fury will be posted as well.
Can he find anyone else? Got the C site, that's going to be put into place. Vitality left probably a little reeling off the back of that. That was just a very direct approach. Les has been doing some really dangerous work later into the round. Hey, remove him early. But we got ults here with Durka. Time to try and take back towards the site. How much info does he get? He gets pretty much all of it. Woot trying to do the dodge, trying to get around it. Still takes down Sivo, but it's traded. Now, straight out on a Durka, taking the back of the site for himself. Leaving Boo in a 1v2. He's got to get there quick. There's problems aplenty. He's ignoring one to take the fight on the other, and harm's not achieved. Boo is still in with a chance on this. Oh my word! Boo, can you do the unthinkable?
Reload.
Kicks ain't on this. Kicks ain't on this. He had to refresh the smoke here. And Boo gonna try and get closer. Oh, the shot in the dark! It works for the Red Bull clutch.
Right down to the wire. But it's Boo to seal the deal. Yeah, Les just caught in no man's land from this early push from Woot. We've seen him do this a couple of times. Almost bulldoze his way up C-long. Durka to find two crucial kills on the way back in, but Heretics steady the ship.
Also cutting to the Vitality fans after that round was devious production, devious work. Nasty of you. Now Sheriff's Mike. Is this a Shiko?
Well, yeah, it's as close as it can be, yeah.
Benji, how's the aim training?
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough. The damage is done. The round's yours.
You don't believe in the kicks 1v4? Have you not heard the story?
Not today. Not today. Well, maybe.
Don't say don't. Why?
I say never.
Spike
You
planted.
literally just did. How dare you?
It was Rien's first. For util though.
Stop.
Question mark.
Stop. You're just breaking my heart.
And really, if Miniboo can come forward and find it, well, actually, no, I've just seen where Woot's tucked into. Woot's already got his ultimate, so it's Miniboo really you want to try and find. This is, does. So one away from the ultimate.
Yeah.
Obviously, Vitality going to come back on the purchase. It's for them, actually. Yeah, I mean, Kicks and Ness have their ults, but necessarily round winners.
Bro, they went so bad at me, but I also went.
A humble king.
Yes, he's a humble king right there. How do you feel about his mullet work?
Wow, that is a loaded question.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you can rock a mullet, absolutely.
Well, I'm not talking the abstract, I'm talking about Benji. Do you like the mullet?
Yeah.
Would you ever get a
Don't?
mullet?
Why are you
no,
looking like that?
I love his mullet.
Okay.
Would,
Steady.
jealous.
Chill.
I can't imagine you with a mullet though.
I don't think I ever did have one, to be fair.
Really?
No,
It never went through.
I had really bad curtains at one point.
Don't look at
That
me
was
like that. You're
not-
really making eye
that was
contact with me
not
saying
a good
that.
era.
Please get the pictures.
Anyway, 10-8. This will be the one to make things a little uncomfortable for Vitality. Yeah, actually, Heretics almost have a purchase in hand here. Like I said, on the brink of both duelist ultimates.
Here.
That's to cause some problems, and now you want to see an adjustment, potentially something coming out of the timeout here towards C site. You do see some support in the form of Kicks. I doubt we'll see less caught off guard again in a similar circumstance. To look elsewhere, they're almost equipped for some aggression towards A. You do have the TP positioned elsewhere. So again, possibility to get a quick rotation ahead of any pressure towards C. See it come through there.
Certainly no early punish on Less this time. Got his bodyguard in the form of Durka. Too far off.
Do they fight for it? Is that the response that Vitality opt for? Heretics almost anticipating that, I think.
Yeah.
Identify that we caught Less kind of said out in no man's land. Maybe sensing some of that paranoia on the side of Vitality. Formulate response. I mean, the setup a little unorthodox in terms of the trips. We'll give them safe passage up long at least.
No distractions.
Backside
Early
clear.
investment, yeah.
Yeah. Both ISOs did have their ults, so...
Set unorthodox and caught off guard by it.
Les is so nasty. Such a valuable little player, but the issue in my mind is this spike being its current position. How are you ever meant to get it back or deal with it at 10 seconds? You got to go, and there's double stack towards the back of the side. Heretics have left it a little too late in the day. Oh! Maybe I need to shut my mouth!
Save!
God damn, save turning up just at the right time. There was a tiny window of chance. Or it could have been a coin flip. Falls this time in the hands of Vitality.
Almost looks as if Rians is just
He was
not,
on for it.
Yeah, not expecting the third to be as close as he was.
One enemy last player standing.
Yeah, you can see he's almost swinging onto CT.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Hey, good shit, guys.
But again, Durka did look a little defeated in that before the spray came out from safe there. You know, and maybe it's just focus. You know, that's just blind assumption. But still, this is a very close affair between these two.
Yeah, I mean, and
They're
that's
9 now.
Yeah, the concern being it's only safe to hold onto a rifle coming out of that, and we're going to see a broken purchase on the back of that. I was going to say a lifeline found in terms of the round victory, but everybody said Heretics effectively having a buy in hand. Now have Mini Boo's ultimate to work with. Boo with the TP as well, so still options to make something work. Well, that's what we're seeing discussed now in this Heretics timeout. No, but yeah.
I only had one. I mean, we could talk about Rien's, but that's just it's no mullet.
There's not enough diversity to get on the stage.
Easy.
Though I'm obviously well represented.
I can't believe you joined the bald buff gang.
Still not over it, huh? I'll go back.
Okay, now as much as we will see, it feels like a little bit of posturing at the start. I pause because there's rarely commitment behind it. This is all a big show towards C early on. Get that orb, and then kind of rewrite how they want to approach this round.
I mean, Safe in a pretty deep position here. Probably unlikely to see him invest in the Hunter's Fury ahead of this first wave of contact, but to say that, actually, now hitting the rotate. After not spotting anything with the drone, just going to leave one player posted up in the form of Sevo towards A-Long.
I'll handle this.
Going to have his hands full once again.
Cutting through.
Spotted out
Over
here.
there.
Yeah, only a Guardian, so...
But he's got help. Look
I mean, look at the blood already.
They are absolutely unwilling to let this go. It's going to turn into a brawl again. Back to the battle we go. They want to commit towards this. They got to go now. We're trying to lead the way. He's still got the shield there. You're going to see the clone go through. You're going to see Safe tucked towards Graffiti. 4 players. Durka takes the corner, takes the life of 2. It's now down to Benji in the 1v3. It ain't happening. Vitality closing the scoreline up now.
3 on the round for Durka. He said maybe looking a little muted on the player cams. I said did struggle in that previous matchup versus Fnatic, particularly on this map. Not so much of an issue here in the home stretch of map 1. Actually, the pendulum swing right back in Vitality's favor now.
Well, they're not.
And a true Shiko for Heretics here in round 21.
We should make merch.
Shiko merch would.
It actually would.
Yeah.
Like, unreal.
Along with the tech pause.
Don't talk to me about that. I've been theory crafting for years, but we haven't had a tech
Production
pause.
just shouted at me. Alberto's just got straight on the mic.
I really want to introduce the audience to Alberto at some point.
Get
It's
like
like
for a TriCast.
Yeah, no, he loves TriCast.
He does love a TriCast.
And he just went, yes, please, on talkback. That's crazy. Because like Evan's too like mild-mannered and calm.
Innocent.
Alberto, nah, opposite. We do this because there's nothing going on.
Not much happening.
Not much happening. Alberto just tried to cast me then. Did you hear that? He was like, why don't you guys cast? Look, the camera. Brilliant, thanks, mate. Oh!
Hang on. The Shiko off to a flying start, actually.
Pause it. Guys, just clip from this point onwards. Thank you. No more is going to happen. Right?
Yeah, there's not a second here.
No, you don't hit those.
They're policing the weapon. They don't want any threat to develop.
Smart. That's what you say about Safe. Smart player.
Nobody's shooting the dart, so a ton of information on the back of that. We'll get the upgrade as well. This mini boot to pick it up.
All good, all good. Oh my god, it's not good, it's not good, it's not good, it's bad, this is bad, this is going bad. Oh, it's going terribly wrong! Oh dear, I'm so glad we restarted the clip. Durka, can you save us? Save me! Oh dear, he's still got flash. He's trying to just get in front of all this util being just spam! Boo! The 1-2 step for the pay safe card thrifty. Of course they do that.
That's rough. That's really rough. Yampy's in the building. But yeah, Heretics. I mean, this is... How did he even find this open?
I don't know.
Against Sevo, just it kind of overstays his welcome a little bit there.
Not too risky.
Not respecting the Shiko for sure. Actually taking some of your drink. We need a Shiko sponsor.
Yo, maybe we should just do nothing like we did.
PaySafe card will be livid at me for that.
Yeah, fuming, but... Oh!
Hang on, Boo's
Boo,
continuing. What? Hang on.
What is this? Guys!
Vitality throwing bodies on the line.
I mean, you could have cut off on the line of that sentence and it'd probably still be applicable. We're down to 2 at 1 minute 20. What was the plan?
Just Safe and less now to try and recover this, and not a great financial position behind it either. Rien's got his ultimate. Minibu actually just 2 away as well, potentially, for the next round. That could feel like the map just completely rescinded back towards Heretics.
Was it Benji who just said, like, maybe we should just do nothing? Well, apparently that... Oh, no, not less. Oh, I've forgotten about less. It's all good. Minibu's here. He's on the case. Safe did really well before saving around for that position. You ain't getting it again. 12 to 10. I can't believe that worked out.
I mean, yeah, I really wasn't expecting that to come out, especially after the previous. Again, they're just looking to catch one or two people off guard here, or not even...
Just do nothing.
Oh, I mean, wow. Yeah, the flash is ridiculous on TX.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
But yeah, it's 3 separate engagements there.
Nice, guys, let's go! Derke Vandal, and I shit on Derke.
The naughty words are back. EMEA
yeah,
edgy.
This is the byproduct now. Look at the purchase from Vitality.
I've heard the players saying it. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
There we are. I said the naughty word. I'll get fined. Don't worry.
That means I can't swear for the rest of the day now.
Oh, no, you've got one. Contractually. Stingers. It's literally Durka to be the one to watch it. Yeah, we do still have the Guardian as well with Les and a Sheriff with Sivo, but that's kind of where we're sitting. And I've got to say, EMEA's gone slowly but surely better with Stingers. We're not NA yet, but Yampy made it look good. I'm really over-exaggerating. Yampy made it look good. Mini Boo.
I mean, Sivo's still shouldering long here. Call it dancing with death. Mini Boot. Pop the ult. Try and fish out some information. Hunter's Fury on the backside of that as well. Rians will connect.
Steve, look, I've given him a lot of credit. Mechanically, he's a really talented player, but he's been caught out a couple of times now. This time, similar scenes. We're going towards the site. There's still a player here. Kicks. Oh,
what?
3 ends on the drive-by. Good takeaway kicks. Safe, desperate to get something back here. Takes away Woot. Durka pops the ult there. Back in. 20 seconds and Spike was loose. Back into hand now. Re-ends with a sharp shot. Takes away Safe. Durka trying to do everything, but it's on less than a 1v3. Love a better gun, but he may not get the chance to get the upgrade. One tucked towards Graffiti. Heard the DP and one on the site. Can he try and dismantle this crossfire? Oh, it's not looking likely. Boo there. 13 to 10. Brilliant from Heretics towards the end. Really outdoing Vitality.
Almost cursed scoreline now for Vitality to suffer this loss, and a brilliant course correction from Heretics. We'll have to see if that continues coming into map 2.